For you, it's been like a click. For me, it is the next day. After spending 40 minutes live editing and then another couple hours, I finally had the intro prepared, and I've actually already uploaded it earlier today. Today, as you probably see, the date is 15th of May of 2015. For about an hour, the video is half a minute long and it has already 73 views, 15 likes, 1 dislike. Fun fact, the first one I received was a dislike. Apparently someone random, when I shared it on Twitter, clicked hoping that it would be a useful video without actually paying attention to the first two words in the title, because this is a teaser and for 30 seconds you can't really expect a guide. Never mind, we're going back here. I have changed a couple of things. You have already seen them in the teaser and you will see them in the finished video. I will probably change more things as things go, and I don't intend to record absolutely everything because nobody would ever watch a 3, 4, 5 hours video, or maybe even longer. I don't even know yet how long it will take, but yeah, just a very quick recap. That's what I did. I've basically added a new kind of animation, and I will probably change the text of these lines. I will make them non-Star Warsy. Yes, this one looks like Star Wars, but I don't really like it. I want something like a handwritten. I might have to find a new font that I haven't used yet, and there is a Google font for that. Thank Google. Right, today I'm gonna start slicing and dicing the main portion of the video, for which there's gonna be simple editing, and I don't think I will show everything because it's gonna be boring for you to watch, and it will be the same actions being repeated over and over again, regardless of how many times I have to slice the video into separate parts. I have to remove the pauses, I have to remove the wrong speeches, because most of it is free text. I didn't script that exactly, and sometimes I say stupid things, sometimes I say inappropriate things. A couple of times I actually said words wrong, not in English. I do that sometimes. I desperately try to cover it when I'm live streaming, but yeah, sometimes I pronounce English in my own language, forgetting that actually I'm supposed to speak in English. Right, so let's start and see where we are. This is Star Wars The Old Republic Basic Series video. There is already a mistake, you see. I stopped for whatever reason, I don't remember anymore, but I stopped because I was distracted, I wanted to change something, or because I just didn't like my tone. Most of the things I will share and explain in it, most of the things I will share and explain are well. Right, so we have an intro, so I have to cut it here, and then we have a portion that we will not need. We'll use Repo Delete, and let's see how smooth this looks. It is in it, most of the things I will. Right, there is another portion that I forgot to delete. This is Star Wars The Old Republic Basic Series video. In it, most of the things I will share and explain are well known to the veterans. However, if you have a few minutes stay around, watch and listen, you may discover a fact or a trick you didn't know, or perhaps add to the information via the comment section down below. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the new... You see, there is an unwanted pause here. I do these pauses sometimes intentionally because depending on what kind of edits I am planning or not planning, sometimes I add pauses so I can easily find the spot where I need to cut the video and change it to something, add something, or do something else. This video is short enough, I should say, to be able to fit into these borders here. Let's move it closer to the beginning and let's work a little bit on the opening sequence. What do you say? Now obviously I will have to find out how to do this, and I have a music here and I have an opening, so let's see what can be done. What I need to do is I have prepared here a crop. I just want to, not here, I want to paste it here and activate it, and you will see that we will have this nice effect that pretty much I'm sure nobody ever pays attention to or notices it. And then of course I'm gonna add the default transition, but just for the fun of it, I'm gonna choose another one. I want to pick this one. I just drag it on top of it. It's a little bit different, but I'm again sure that most people will never actually notice this. And obviously I want to extract it to make it a little bit more blurry throughout the whole introduction and darkish. Smoother transition if you want. That's good. I know it's good. I don't have to listen to it every time, the whole of it, because I've listened to that. I've done plenty of edits and I know what to do. So here we will type the main title of the video series, and then here I have to come up with something. Now again, what I type here may change before the official release of the video, because I many times change the titles depending on my research, depending on the contents, depending on what I delete or add as an extra into the video. I'm pretty sure this will be here. Go away, damn it. We don't want email notifications right now. For the moment, I think I might leave it like this. It's one big title, not exactly a title, but it serves its purpose. There it goes quiet. The title fades and moves down to the right bottom corner. A social panel will appear any moment now with a simple animation. And that's Vulkk talking. I want to see if this transition right here is smooth. Nope, it's not. Notice it. Let's activate the big screen. You see? Very clearly visible that it's actually cut. So let's apply a default transition and see if it's better. There are again many ways to fix it. Doesn't look good now. Yeah, I think this is good enough. In it, most of the things I will share and explain. Nope, not good. Something else I could do is unlink the first part, just remove the video and stretch this, or at least attempt to. What I need to do is unlink that again and just stretch this all the way over to the very beginning, and then I can apply another cross dissolve to replace the one I just deleted. I will need to reapply another crop here and activate it. The crop is always the same. I use the same width and the same timings for this specific title, for this kind of video. What we've done is we don't have that split here. I don't really pay attention to the lower part where the voice and the sound from the in-game video are, because they're very quiet and they're so basic that nobody can never notice or understand that they're different. This is Star Wars The Old Republic basic series. Something else I need to do is actually stretch this back a little bit and then mark everything, or almost everything, including the audio, which is very important, and move it a little bit to close the gap between my first word, my first speech, and the moment where the music ends. Let's try it again. All these tries, I do like a million more that I will obviously not show in the video, because that's not something I want to show. I do a lot more testing and a lot more tryouts, and bear in mind that I've done that in the past for each one or almost each one of my videos, and I do have a certain amount of expectations, predictions, habit, if you will. This is Star Wars The Old Republic basic series video. In it, most of the things I will share and explain are well known to the veterans. However, if you have a few minutes, stay around, watch and listen, you may discover a fact or a trick you didn't know, or perhaps add to the information via the comment section down below. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the new... Now this is another cut here. I want to see if it's visible cut.
Welcome, ladies and
Nope, it's fine. But you see I messed up with the audio here.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next installment.
Which means we stop the video and we cut the first fucked up section. This is a tutorial video, so I'm not ashamed to show these mistakes. That's why I'm making the video, to show you that nothing ever is perfect, and I'm doing everything I can to make it look perfect in the finished product.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
And yet again we have the same fuck up here with the jumping frames. See?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Below. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you see how my character jumped a little bit? I think that's small enough, and I'll just leave it like this here. It's always nice to save the project from time to time.
Of basic tips and tricks for newer players. In this video we will talk about vendors and more specifically the basic commendation usage. And I totally have my cheat list over here.
Some of you may have seen that because I pasted multiple times on my Facebook and my Twitter the link to my Patreon page. I can't remember at the moment if this is locked for just Patreons, but I believe I unlocked it because I wanted everybody to check it out. This is a very basic script. I talked about it in the first part of the video, which for you was like 20 minutes ago. For me it was yesterday.
Basic points. Right now I'm on my Sigma roll.
There is a long pause here, and I remember that this was intended. I'm going to cut this. Whoops. And listen to my voice.
Right now I'm on my Sigma roller.
So what I want to do here is take a default blank. It's not really blank, but we can call it blank, and we will put it here as a black screen with text in it. See, of course I'll make it bigger and it will say something along these lines. Now I'm getting sick of this font. And how about this one? I have no idea what I downloaded this one from and what I have used it for. It's like I've never used it before, but we'll pretend I didn't say that. I downloaded a billion fonts that I actually thought I like and then ended up not liking when I attempt to use them in a video. And of course I forgot to center it. Like this. I don't really need it to be in the exact center vertically, but let's give it a try. I think that's good enough. I might add some animation to the text, like the text might be growing up. It is very likely I'll add some musical background, very quiet music, something calm, hopefully. Some people like the calm music, some people like the energetic music. Is energetic a word? Who cares? Right, what we'll do for this thing is just put the keys on scale. I think I'll edit just scale, 1 for 100%, and let's see, 1 for 125, for example. These are not the positions I will use them for, just wanted to check it. Yeah, I think that's good enough. I'll move the original one, the starter one in the beginning, and this one about the end. Let's see how it looks.
Right now,
it's a little bit too quick for my taste, which means I don't want to make the window too long. That's just enough. Yeah, it is visibly growing, but very slowly, and it doesn't bother at least me.
Right now, I'm on my Sigma roller, Skorks. Yes, he looks like Vulkk, but he's more evil.
I picked Skorks with a purpose, of course, the wings. I wanted to show off the wings. I don't get a chance to play my Marauder much lately, and you know that these wings are my favorite item.
The Empire fleet, which is in the top left corner.
It is in this first part of the video I'm gonna explain where the vendors are located, the basic commendations
For the
vendor.
Republic fleet, the vendors we will be exploring are in the bottom right corner, but it's against the supply section. For whatever reason, the fleet is just turned around.
Long pause,
With game update
very clearly
3.2,
visible here.
we had another kind of
I'm definitely leave this visible, and let's see. Gonna pick a random effect. Again, this effect may not remain the same when I finish the video. I tend to change them sometimes, depending on my mood, mostly. But let's see.
with game update.
The fuck? Of course, I was looking into the wrong section. I need the video transitions, damn it. Well, let's try something. Don't really know which one I would like in the end.
Game update 3.
Nope.
With game update.
Clock wipe is something I generally like but rarely use. And it's not exactly visible here, is it? So how about texturize?
With game update.
No.
With game update 3.2.
I think this one is suitable. Perfect.
With game update 3.2, we had another kind of revamp and change to the commendations. BioWare is pretty much throwing for free basic commendations to us regardless of what we're doing and how we do it. There are basic commendations reward everywhere for everything, including as a free drop random from some mobs throughout the planets, I mean. They've upped the rewards in numbers of basic commendations after completing the main story missions in the game, and as most of you know, at the moment of recording this video, we have active event 12-time XP Epic Boost, which means doing the main class story missions will reward you 12 times more experience than what they usually would, which means you can skip.
Which means, I don't like repeating words 2 sentences apart, but in this case I don't have a better replacement, so I'm gonna leave it like this.
Everything else and just enjoy the stories of the game. If you haven't watched my video on the matter on this topic, I will have a link here somewhere right now.
And this is another intended long pause because I knew that I'm referencing here something important, and just in case you didn't hear it.
If you haven't watched my video on the matter on this topic,
I am here talking about the 12x Star Wars video, and I'm gonna open my my folder with the thumbnails. Let's see if I can find it. This is one of them. I'm trying to restructure and reorder, but you shouldn't really care about that. This is the thumbnail for my 12x XP boost, one of my very successful videos as of late. And I'm gonna insert the thumbnail here now. Again, I'm gonna do basic editing on this thumbnail, and you will see a little bit of a different edit on the finished product.
I will have a link here.
Right, what I usually do is draw attention to it. So let's see, we are starting with scale and position like this, but in the end I want the scale to be about 35% because I believe this is big enough to attract your attention and to make you notice it. Hey, it's over there. But it's also not big enough to annoy people and interrupt their visuals. Not that I'm doing something special on the screen right now. And I can just mark it here and drag it to its final position right over there. This is usually when I put my videos. making it big screen so I can position it and align it better to make these borders on the top and on the right look the same. And there's gonna be another effect that I want to add, rotation. I'm gonna make it start here from 0 and I'm gonna make it rotate a full 360. That's the effect I'm looking for. I'm gonna make it longer. And now I just have to move this to the beginning here, and usually, let's see, this should be long enough for a cool effect. And I won't do it right now, but there's probably gonna be some kind of a border or a shadow behind the picture to make it look better. Maybe I can actually show it to you right now. Let's see. It's gonna be really hard working on one screen. We don't really see a shadow right now. Let's try something grayish but still white. Yeah, there is a little bit of a shadow, but I want to make it bigger. So distance, let's try to crank this to about 15 and see if the effect is better. It's a little bit better. The next thing I will probably change is if I want shadow only, it will remove the picture. I don't want that effect. Opacity, let's try 25 to make it a little bit less annoying. I think I'm gonna return to something darker, not complete black, but darker. That's a little too dark. I want to try something a lot bigger. Definitely not good enough with the dark one because I absolutely don't see the damn shadow when it's so dark. Yep, that's not too bad. What else could we try? Changing the angle. I don't really think changing the angle is a good idea because I like the shadow to be displayed in this corner. In this, maybe I can actually try to reverse it to make it, what was it, 215, I suppose. How about that? No. Yeah, this looks okay, I believe. Let's see the effect. Big screen.
I will have a link here
and there is the
right
link
now.
that appears. I might want to have the shadow not appear while the image is rotating, for example. And for this, I will have the finished product of the shadow. I've changed opacity. Let's see with the opacity. I think that should be good enough. And I'm gonna have it on 0 at the moment when the picture finishes rotating, and then the shadow will appear a moment later. Let's see if this is good enough.
Topic. I will have a link here somewhere. Right
Good
now.
enough, yeah. I still want a darker shadow, damn it. Why is the darker shadow not looking good? Or actually not visible at all? Yeah, it's too damn dark. Maybe what I need to do is change the opacity to 50 again and see if that's better. A little better, yeah. Let's try full dark and see if it's actually any good. Not bad, actually, not bad at all. I want to crank up the opacity to 75 and see its effect. I'm playing with huge numbers here. You see I'm starting from 0 going to 25, 50 and then now 75. It's all about testing. I don't have specific parameters set up for this because it always depends on the animation I'm doing, and most of all on the background. Right here we have a fleet with a very bright hollow tree, but the background is generally dark and I don't want the shadow to look like a fake shadow. In this case, here now it's actually kind of looking like a shadow, and maybe I'll add some border. I'm doing stupid things. I'll add border stroke maybe, but we'll see that on a later point. For now I think this is good enough for the second part of the video. And I guess I'll continue with the third one tomorrow, and for you it's gonna be again after just one click. My Patreon campaign is an absolutely voluntary and optional way for you guys to support and back me up. By becoming my patron and pledging monthly any small amount, you're directly helping me pay bills and purchase hardware upgrades. Depending on your contribution, I have a special reward for you: early access to videos, behind the scenes materials, and special in-game items. Thank you for considering becoming my patron.
Remember, you can find me also on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. For my non-Star Wars activities, I invite you to subscribe to my second YouTube channel.